All right, guys, I want to talk quickly about support because, support is one of those things where if you don't have it, it makes things a little bit tougher for you. I'm not saying you have to have support, but it is very nice to have it. I'll tell you my own personal story first. I started my health journey with a friend who was also starting on the same level as me, and we struggled through food together, we struggled through fitness together, we struggled through all the ups and downs together. And let me tell you, going through that with someone made me feel like I wasn't alone, like I wasn't crazy sometimes. And it held me accountable. And that's really what that support does for you. It holds you accountable. And that's what's so important when we talk about, sticking to our goals. If you're able to hold yourself accountable, like if you've got a goal and you're sticking to it, you've committed to do all the work and that's just it, you're determined, that's awesome. Like kudos to you because not everyone has that. But when you don't have that inside of you, especially when you don't know everything, you don't have all the information up front, it's so important to have the support of someone in your life, at least one person, so that you can talk about it and you can get through it together. So that's my story. And I know from working with a lot of clients, the struggle with support is so real, and I feel for people who don't have support and they need it. I've worked with a lot of women, especially who their husbands and their kids do not want to eat in a different way than what they do. And so it makes it really hard for them because they are not only making their food for them and their goals, but then they're also making food for the husbands or, the spouse that doesn't want to eat the way that you are. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I would encourage spouses to really grow with their spouse. If they come to you and say, hey, I really want to be healthy, I'm going to eat this way. Seriously think about saying, okay, I will support you in that, or I will do my best to help you in any way possible. Because what I've seen, and from my experience, if there's one spouse that wants to grow in a positive direction and the other spouse stays still or grows in an opposite direction, it doesn't work. What happens is they grow apart. And then you live two different lifestyles and things don't really mesh well. And when that happens, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. People do grow apart. But it's almost like if you think about your lifestyle that you have now, if you would be living with someone who has a totally different lifestyle, you didn't have the same feelings about, whatever is going on, the same, and I'm not saying you have to have like exactly the same things going on or, do the same things or like the same things, but you do have to have a similar lifestyle in that, it's either healthy or it's not. Like a person who is, um, overeating and just not healthy, drinking all the time, doing drugs, is not someone that you would typically see living with someone who is very healthy, not doing drugs, not drinking alcohol, because their worlds don't match up, right? So I would strongly encourage spouses or, even kids or parents, whoever, like if a person in your family comes to you and says, I would really like to start like being healthier, please support them. Please help them in that endeavor. And you don't have to do it 100%, but like, at least eat the meal that they're preparing so they don't have to prepare 5 different meals because you decide you don't want to support them. Like, it is very frustrating for a person to want to do something so badly, but then they can't do it on their own and they don't have the support from people who they love the most and who they think love them. So support's really important within that family unit for sure. Another thing about support is, you've heard of the saying, birds of a feather. And like I said, you're not going to be in a situation with people who are not like-minded. It doesn't work that way. So the unit of people that I would hang around is totally different than the unit of people that I hang around now, because I don't live the same way that I used to. And so, you know, sometimes you're going to have to move away from the people. And I'm not saying forget about these people who you used to hang out with, still care about them and whatever. But if they have unhealthy habits, you're likely to go into that as well. And you're going to fall back into that unhealthy habit that you used to do. But if you want to create healthy habits and live in a healthy lifestyle, then you need to find other people who also do that. So where can you find people who are also living a healthy lifestyle? You can find them at the gym. You can find them in support groups, in wellness groups. You can find them at churches, I'm sure, have wellness initiatives. Your companies should have wellness initiatives. There are all sorts of places where you can frequent and find people who are also healthy. Get into a running group, get into a fitness class, get into a cooking class that's healthy. Anything like that that you can actually take yourself to and meet people who are living the lifestyle you want to live. They will support you in that. I'm telling you, the fitness community is incredible. There's not one person, and I know sometimes, like, yes, you can go to a gym and someone's going to make fun of you, but like, no, like, for the most part, I'm telling you, 99.9% of people in a gym are there for the same reason you are. They're there to work on their health. They're there to exercise. Most of the time, people have blinders on in the gym. In my fitness class, no one pays attention to anyone else because they're focused on what they're doing. So when you go into a class or when you go into a gym, you start creating a family, and it really is a family atmosphere because it's birds of a feather, guys. Everyone is there for the same reason. And when you start coming and coming and coming, and it's a habit, and you create that habit of coming to the same place every single day, you get to know people, you have new friends, you have people that you can ask for advice, you have trainers, you have fitness professionals, you have people who know about nutrition and diet, and they can point you in the right direction. So you cannot change your lifestyle and have the same friends that you had before. You can have those friends, but I'm telling you, like, and you'll get it when you cross over, like, you're not with them as much because they do the things that you don't want anymore. And you do have to realize that you've got to let some of that go in order to create a healthy lifestyle that you want and that you need and that you deserve, right? So support's very important. I'm sure there are a million points that I can make about support, but the biggest thing, guys, is that you want to seek it out. Seek out support, because someone out there, like me, wants to help you. Like, I wish you could feel how good it feels to be healthy and to just not worry about my pants not fitting or all the things that you've got going on in your brain, the whole struggle of losing weight or being healthy or, trying to prevent aches and pains or whatever it is, guys. Like, I'm telling you, like, support is key. When you get yourself to a place where like-minded people are and you get in with them, that's the support. That is the real support that you need, I promise you. So anyways, I'll get off my soapbox now about support, but I just wanted to put that out there. And if you are one that doesn't need support and you've gone full steam ahead and you've met your goals and crushed them and you're still living amongst people that don't live a healthy lifestyle, God bless you, because I needed it. I know how hard it is. So great job and keep going. All right, guys, that's all for me on support. So I'll see you in the next one.